Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and today we are doing the top 10 sports cars that you can actually buy this year. Not the 10 with the biggest spec sheets, the 10 actually worth your money, and the 10 that you could genuinely park in your driveway this year. By the end of this video, you will know exactly why each of these cars earns a spot on this ideal list, what it actually costs used right now via AutoTempest, the real number, not the fantasy sticker, and where it lands relative to everything else on this list. Like and subscribe so we hit 2 mil by the end of the year, and let's go. Oh baby, number 10, the Aston Martin Vantage. Here is why it earns a spot on the best of this ideal list instead of just the most expensive list. 656 horsepower from a hand-built twin-turbo V8, a chassis tuned for drama over data, and interior craftsmanship most six-figure cars cannot touch. You get Ferrari-level theater without the Ferrari price tag or the paparazzi. New ones start around $190,000. Skip that and go used first gen, 2019 through 2021. And the cheapest genuinely good one on the market right now floors out around $70,000, which is an ideal deal. I mean, for that much drama and this much hand-stitched interior, it's one of the best sleeper deals in the entire sports car world. And yes, every single one of these 10 is searchable on AutoTempest, which I pinned in the first comment down below. So go see what they're actually sitting on lots for today. Now, number 9 is the Ford Mustang GTD. Now this earns its spot because Ford did not build a fast Mustang. They built an actual supercar and left the badge on by accident. 815 horses, a rear-mounted transaxle, and a drag reduction system so aggressive parts of it would get banned from real racing series. It ran the Nürburgring in a time that embarrasses cars costing 3 times as much. Ford's own sticker is $325,000, which means the real number right now is whatever a dealer likes typing into a listing, and today that number starts around $461,000. Rare, but rare for a reason, because Ford only builds a few hundred of these a year on purpose. Now let's talk about a BMW, the M2 CS. This is the purest driving car BMW currently builds. Full stop. 523 horsepower stuffed into the smallest, angriest car in the lineup. A genuine manual shift-it-your-own transmission, and a chassis that makes you feel like a better driver than you actually are. New ones list around $99,950. Just under $100K. The cheapest ones that you can actually buy today on the used market is right around $74,000. Production numbers stay tiny on purpose, which is exactly why resale holds up. If you want maximum feedback per dollar spent, well, this is your ideal car. Okay, now let's switch over to Porsche with the GT3 RS. This earns its spot because it's as close to a race car as you can legally have a license plate on. 518 horsepower, twice the downforce of the last gen, and aerodynamics borrowed straight from Porsche's own GT program. This is a car engineered for lap times, not showroom foot traffic, and it is one of the most respected machines in the entire sports car world for exactly that reason. The cheapest one that has ever changed hands sold for $230,000, which sounds like a typo until you remember these things regularly trade north of 400 grand, especially with the YSOC package that every serious buyer actually wants. Now, let's switch gears to a car that I just recently gave away, the Nissan GT-R Nismo. Here's why it belongs on this list. 600 horses, all-wheel drive traction that makes brutal launches feel routine, and a reputation for being an actual daily drivable supercar killer, not just a spec sheet. It also became historic. Nissan closed US production of the R35 last October after send-off specials like the Skyline Edition and the Takumi Edition, and Japan closed its order books this past February. The cheapest Nismo GT-R ever recorded sold for $130,500, but the final year cars, the actual last ones that they built, have already sold at auction for as much as $414,975. This is also one of the few supercars that you can genuinely drive every single day without a second thought. And if you want one for cheap, you can find like an 09 for around 50. So Godzilla, well, it went out on top. Now we're switching gears to the Chevrolet ZR1X. And this is one of the most powerful production Corvettes ever built. 1,250 horsepower, a front electric motor borrowed from an E-Ray, and the first all-wheel drive layout ever bolted to a Corvette, which means hypercar acceleration numbers with genuine road grip in the wet. MSRP is $207,100. The cheapest one actually listed for sale in America is $263,888. And One already sold at auction for $365,000, so $1,000 for every day of the year. Chevrolet is only making about 100 a month, and this is a car that has already proven itself at Pikes Peak, so buy the story while it's still being written. Now here's another car that I just gave away. It's the GR Supra, and this is simply the best value per dollar on the entire Idealist. 382 horses, but I think it's more like 400 to the wheels, a straight six that the tuning world has fully embraced regardless of which badge has built it, and a chassis that rewards a real driver on a back road. Production ended in March of this year with no direct replacement, which only adds to the appeal of owning one of the last ones, especially with the manual, which this car helped keep alive in a segment that mostly gave up on it. You can find clean 3.0 manuals for around $35,000 right now if you look hard on AutoTempest, pinned in the first comment. Dollar for dollar, nothing else here comes close. Okay, now we gotta talk about the Nissan Z Nismo, because this thing delivers real sports car theater, 420 horsepower and heritage styling pulled straight from the original 240Z at a price point a normal person can actually justify next to a truck payment. New ones start at $65,750. Right now, the cheapest one on the used market is $47,995, and a manual version is already on the way for a future model year. This is the car that proves attainable and exciting are not opposites. Okay, we gotta talk about the ZR1X's younger brother. It's almost a twin, the ZR1 without the X. This is raw, unfiltered American performance. 1,064 horsepower from a twin turbo V8 with no hybrid assist and no apology. Just a car built to win at the drag strip and the road course on the same weekend. Factory MSRP lands around $227,500. The cheapest one ever recorded selling went for $217,000, which for a 4-figure horsepower car is basically a clearance rack. This is also one of the quickest cars in a straight line that America has ever put a warranty on. Nothing on this list makes power feel dishonest. Okay, and now circling back to Ford, the Mustang Dark Horse. Yes, this is the best overall sports car that you can buy this year, and here is why. 500 horsepower, proper 6-speed manual if you want one, genuine V8 character, and a price that does not require a second mortgage. New ones start around $63,800, and dealers are moving them right now for as little as 58 grand. It has landed on Car and Driver's 10 best list more than once, and it is the only car on this entire ranking your local dealer can actually get you into this week. Every car above this one earns its spot for specific reasons. This one earns its spot for every reason at once. And now it's time for a little bit of honorable mention, baby, because I owned one of these. Well, they're twins, the GR86 and the Subaru BRZ. Neither one makes anywhere near the horsepower to crack a list like this, but they combined to outsell a Mazda Miata by more than 4,000 units last year, and this is because they nailed the actual point of a sports car, feel and balance over raw numbers, for a fraction of the price of everything else on this list. If your budget tops out well under $30,000, these two deserve just as much of your attention as anything ranked above them. So here is what ties all 10 of these together. Not one of them is objectively fastest in the car world. Every single one of them is the best version of a specific idea, drama, value, attainability, heritage, done all the way to the edge, and none of them are trying to be all things to all buyers. That is what actually makes a sports car great, not the numbers on the spec sheet, the reason you bought it first place. So let me know, did I miss anything on the Idealist, or would you like to buy one? Well, let me know in the comments down below. Also, hit like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and let's hit 2 million subscribers by the end of the year. I'm Brad Danger, this is Ideal. Check out some of these Ideal vids and promise me one thing, keep living the ideal lifestyle.